This is Sugaray Raper, and we are live at the Suga Shack.
Hey everybody, Alastair, let me put you back screen for just a second backstage. Hey everybody, this is Sugaray Raper. How you guys doing? I don't know why I'm wearing the goggles. I'm just in one of them kitty moods, whatever. It happens sometimes. Pearl Harbor, reminiscing of Pearl Harbor today, and for those that had family that were serving in the service or living in Pearl Harbor during the date that we'll live in infamy, we want to say blessings on you and thank you to your families and to those veterans as, like myself that spent that time. Today is the official day of Pearl Harbor. So some people remember, some people don't, but I do. Hello from Holland. Lawrence, woohoo, Nicole, yay, whatever. Okay, I'm trying to get this. You guys hold on a second. I'm trying to get this guitar in tune. Alastair was trying to help me. I'm gonna bring him back on screen because he's a professional like me. And okay, Alastair, here we go.
Oh, professional.
Here we go.
Yeah, we were trying to get you into open D, right?
Here we go.
Try to get. So that's pretty close.
Up.
Yeah, this one, the second one up just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. How about this?
That's pretty good. Let's go to the third string and see if we can get that one.
Here we go.
That needs to go way up to this note right here. Yeah, so you're gonna tune it up. I think you're at. No, a half step. You're only a half step up. Almost there. One more, like a half step. Oh, I see how this works. There's people in the chat room. Oh, one more, a little more.
Thank you for taking the time, brother.
It's amazing. A little bit more, just a little more. We're almost there. I like the goggles. I don't have any goggles. I should find some goggles. That's a little bit. Just, I mean, if you just go a little more, it'll be like right, like it'll be bluesy acceptable. It would be acceptable in the blues.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. So let's go to the next string.
All right. Here we go.
So we're gonna go up on that one a half step. We want to get here.
Did I change grade one?
Yeah, you should be on the other side of the. You should be over here now.
Wait a minute. I think I messed something up. All right, we'll get back to that.
We'll get there. We'll get there on or off camera. We'll get there.
We'll get there. We got time.
Yes.
My goggles got fogged up. I was getting so happy. I can't see anything. Oh, there we go.
I love the goggles.
Hey, everybody. This is Sugaray Rayford. Again, the question of the day isn't really so much a question of the day. It is National Pearl Harbor Day is what I'm calling it. And for all those vets that were around during that time, thank you and blessings on you. Myself being a vet myself, but Pearl Harbor, the day that shall live in infamy, as they always say. So thank you for that. All right, we got Lawrence, Nicole Mullen. We already got people from Europe. So Holland, Nicole is in, I think, Spain somewhere. Lawrence, I'm not sure where you at. Chris Cook, how you doing, Mama? Aaron Joy. Aaron Joy was a young cat from India, Mumbai. When I was trying to take you to India that trip, Alastair, if you remember. When they wouldn't let me change the
I remember that. Yeah, that was right when I joined your band, and you guys already had everything booked, the tickets.
Yeah, but it was still crazy. But Aaron Joy is a young guitarist, blues guitarist, great band. He opened for me and Muscle White and Beth Hart and all that, and had his own show. Really cool cat. So Mumbai, India in the house. Barbara Caton, how you doing? Sacramento in the house. Barbara Ryan, you sexy. You know what I like, Barbara. You know what I shake what your mama gave you. It's good for Sugar's cataracts. And happy congratulations on the new marriage. I love you guys. She run. I don't think you played that show, but she runs the C Note out in Hull, Massachusetts. Bob Mosher from Cape Cod is in the house. Kathy Joy Lucia De Soto from Kellysville, California. Right on. Big Red from Milwaukee, Nicole Mullen from Scotland, and she says, "Hey, Alastair. All right, how you doing, brother? How's it going, man?"
I'm good, man. I thank you for having me on your show. I'm honored. I've been watching, some of your clips here and there. I know you've been doing this for a while, so you've got the professional thing going on with all these camera angles and everything. And
right,
this is not your first rodeo. This is probably like your 100th rodeo or something at this point.
Negro, please. You know how I say that. High and to the left.
On to the left.
Dean Mitchell from Wilmington, North Carolina. Hey, how you doing? LJ Montgomery from rainy Vancouver, and Michelle Valentino. How you doing? How's Tucson? Alastair, man, you're a hell of a guitarist. You're a pro, and all of that. You good damn people. You was with me for a year. I was blessed to have you. Didn't want you to go, but I never stood in anybody's way. And I know that Tab Benoit, that cool cat,
not dirty.
started his own or had his own label, and I know you're under that label now. What's the label called?
It's called Whiskey Bayou Records, and Tab's had that for a few years. And we did a record that came out almost a little over a year ago, actually. During the
you have a copy of that with you that you can put up there we can look at?
I could probably get one
before the show is up, because at the same time, Eric Sassaman will be putting up all your YouTube, all your Facebook, all your info in the background. But I would like to have a copy so people can actually see it and know what's going down.
For sure.
And we want to say hello to all those people that are over there on YouTube. How you doing, YouTubers? We can kind of see you. Well, the difference is the way this is set up. The people on Facebook can't see the people on YouTube's comments. The people on YouTube can't see the Facebook people comments unless I do this, which is what I try to do. Is I go in and try to put them up on the screen.
I see what's going on.
And once I put them up on the screen, then both platforms can actually see what's going down.
I see.
I got smart. There's always a way to Swiss Army knife everywhere around stuff.
MacGyver it. You got to MacGyver it.
MacGyver's too old for most of these people. They'll have no idea what it's talking about. So you guys have been touring quite a bit, even during the pandemic. How was that? First of all, how was it? Was it scary? Were people behaving? Let's talk about that if you don't mind.
Let's talk about behavior. Well, my first tour that I went out on was in late April with a band I'm actually producing, Orphan John and the Abandoned. I went out and tour with them and did some of my stuff, did some of their stuff. And that was for a couple weeks. And then the next tour I did was with Tab, and that started in Buffalo, New York, went over the Midwest. And it's actually, I've been able to watch things change, over the last 6-7 months. And it would just be different town to town, gas station to gas station, truck stop to truck stop. You get one place, everyone's wearing masks. You get to the next place, no one's wearing masks. You get to the next place, it's half and half. So it was just kind of up to you as the individual to do what you felt was comfortable, And it is weird, and I don't know if it's it'll hopefully get less weird as time goes on.
Maybe, but I got a feeling that these masks and all that are with us. I think they're with us. It's kind of like, the Asian folks, mean no disrespect by calling you Asian folks, but people of Asian descent have been wearing masks
for a long time.
And there was a reason that they were doing that.
Now we know why.
What's that?
Now we know why.
Now we know why. Yeah, well, so there was a reason for them, but then we know why. Well, cool. Hopefully you guys stayed safe and none of you guys got sick, or if they did get sick, it was something that was quick. They recovered and
right.
Here we go. Eric says to put this up. Check out Alastair's latest release right here, ladies and gentlemen. Here is a link where you can go in and pick up his music.
There's a link. There's linkage.
There's linkage. He's good. I'm gonna put it back up. I'm gonna put that back up. Here's the link one more time, you guys.
Yep. You can go to AG Songs. You can go to Alastair Green, and I'm gonna hip Eric to the second A in my first name next time he writes it out. I'm just busting your chops, Eric. It's all right.
Bust him, because he's pretty good. He typed like the people at the airport do. That dude can type like 300 words a minute. It's no big deal for him. I'll be sitting there trying to like, he'll write me something. I'll be trying to respond. I'm checking out to respond. And in a little short time that I put my little 5-word sentence together, he sends back a paragraph before I can even send.
He's quick. He's quick like that.
Marty, how you doing? I don't know if you remember Marty. Marty's been going through some cancer situations also.
Oh, well, blessings to you.
Yeah, blessings
I remember, to actually, that segues into the shirt that I'm wearing right here. I wore this for you. This is the Codstock T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
That was the festival in Norway. It was up like kind of close to the Arctic Circle where the sun never went down, and we flew all day to get there, played a show, and then flew all day to get out of there. And that stuck out in my memory just because the drive into wherever the city was absolutely gorgeous. But we were all like jet lagged and crazy, but it was like the view out the window of the van was unbelievable. So
yeah, Norway has some really beautiful places. It's a
that's the only time I've been there. That was the only was with you. That was the first and last time I'd been there. So hopefully again.
Well, I'm pretty sure you will. They love you and they love guitarists, and you got that whole vibe and look. I'm pretty sure that someone's gonna latch onto you.
The vibe and the look.
I'm surprised you haven't talked to JT, but things are slowly starting to open back up. For me,
well, that's the thing. And getting over to Europe now is I think kind of been a little bit of a slow grind to get over there.
They just finally gave me bookings.
Good.
Starting in like I think it's April or May.
Nice.
Go for a couple weeks. That is if things don't shut down again.
Right. If things don't shut down.
Because I only did 6 shows this whole year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not good.
Well, and you were gracious enough to bring me on stage during one of them in Las Vegas at the Bender.
Oh, Vegas! Well, come on, man.
I was just poking my head around. I'd already been playing with Jimmy Carpenter and the Bender Brass.
I felt bad.
You're gonna get up, and I'm just like, I'd love to. I was stoked, man. I was hoping that we were going to get a chance to make a little bit.
I'm glad that I didn't come off as an artist because I knew you guys had worked a lot, but I enjoyed playing with you. So come on up, man.
Yeah, no, that gave me a warm fuzzy. So that's awesome.
And it's a new band because I told her, I kind of redid the whole band except for Drake and Alastair. So it's a whole new band. Everybody else is gone. I think that was one of Lavelle's last shows. That was Lavelle's last show.
Yeah. Someone asked on the chat how many shows I did with Sugaray. Probably close to 100.
Yeah,
we did about 100 shows that year. At one point I counted, and it was somewhere between 85 and 100 shows.
Rick over at Intrepid, they were killing us. They were killing me.
Yeah.
It was
amazing.
And they wasn't all great shows, people. Some of them was these little hole in the wall, 12 people,
That's part of the rock and roll dream, man.
It is
every show.
Part of the dream, man.
But I gotta say, and this is for the benefit of your listeners, because if this question doesn't come up, I'm gonna just answer it right now. Is my favorite thing about being in your band for that year was watching you every night give 110%, no matter what the situation was, and that is a lesson that I learned, and I respect the hell out of you for it, and thank you for inspiring me to do the same, man. I know, hey, I'll get weepy on you right here. But no, man, that was the thing.
I appreciate that.
We'd play for 10 people, or we'd play one of those huge festivals in Canada or wherever it was, or whatever, man. And I'd be like drag there, because that travel beats you up, and I'd be just dragging and be like, well, at least there's someone that can solo on tenor player and the keyboard player. At least I don't have to be like the main guy.
Which is also one of the reasons that I've always had my band that way.
Yeah.
Because I know we go hard.
If someone's dragging, someone's going to
and not so much. I wasn't thinking so much about the dragging, but like maybe you don't feel like throwing a solo today, or maybe
I like to throw solos every day. On a daily basis, I gotta throw a solo.
Well, at least for an hour or 90-minute show, I can switch it up a little bit, and instead of maybe we'll let the keyboards do it this time, or all right, let's throw it over with the sax, and man. That
kind of kept everyone on their toes too, which was good, and that kept everything exciting because some bands I've been in. Everything's the same kind of every show. Everything's just sort of the same.
I've done that too.
Same. And there's something to be said for that.
There's a method to that madness.
There's something to be said for that.
I've always thought that if I was only going to do the band that I was in that kind of did that was the Manish Boys. Randy would actually have a set list whether he was on the gig or not. This was the set. I kid you not. Whether he was on the gig or not, like here's the set list, And the guys used to be looking at me like, "Come on, Sugar, change the set." I'm like, "Dude, it's not my band. I'm just one of the singers. I'm gonna sing what he's." I loved it because I'm like, I don't have to do nothing. It's already set for me. I get on the plane. I'm just, hey, I'm great. And they're like, come on, Ray. Barbara Caton, ladies and gentlemen, Vice President of the Sacramento Blues Society. How you doing, Barbara?
Hey,
and I love that new picture with that red hat. But, love everything about your mama. Yeah. So, no, it's something to be said about that. And, being a band leader is cool at times. It's also a lot of work.
Oh, yeah, man. It's, we're talking about touring this year, and so, I went out with my friend John. I went out opening for Tab. When I go open for Tab, it's just me. Tab plays drums, and his bass player plays bass for me, and that's kind of how that works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just like I get on the bus and we go, and it just kind of keeps everything small and in-house. And then I also went out with my band a couple times over the last few months. We did a Midwest run, a couple Midwest runs, went down to Texas, and yeah, it's a big workload. If you want to put your name on the marquee, then you got to put in a lot of work. Talk about playing for 12 people. No, but it's
yeah, but it's part of the game, dude.
It's all good.
And I look back on it now in hindsight, even when we did that, at the time, remember, I was playing mostly outside the United States, where I had been doing for 20 years, and I had a much better name, but I remember saying that, I need to start trying to build my name here in the States.
Right.
And I knew there was going to be some, I knew I wasn't going to be in front of 5,000 people all the time like I usually am overseas, but it was like.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is.
It's the grind. It's it's that grassroots thing that you have to do. If you don't have $1 million for publishers and all that stuff, you try to do everything you can with your publicist. The only other avenue you have is to get out and play.
Yep.
And it costs you money. It costs me money. I got a 7-piece band.
Got a big band, man. I know.
Hey, I wasn't even bringing a tour manager. I didn't bring a tour manager. I didn't bring an extra driver.
No, I know.
I mean, just because it's a 7-piece band, and some of those gigs we were making $200. But I still put you guys up in hotels. I mean, you may have to share a room.
But speaking of driving, can I relay one of my favorite memories?
Shoot. Go ahead.
It was that month-long tour we did of the U.S. and we started at Drake's place, and it was just you, me, Drake, and Lavelle. And Lavelle was crashed out in the back. You were riding shotgun, and Drake is a driving fool, man. That guy. I
trained him well. Believe me, when he first started, he could not do it.
Oh, it was amazing. And then I was in that back seat, and I remember we were going over the Rockies, and there was like a snowstorm, and I remember I fell asleep, and I woke up, and you were driving, and Drake was riding shotgun, and there was a snowstorm, and I kind of raised my head up, and I was like, I don't want to have anything to do with this.
Well, all you guys, I think we were going over the Rockies.
The first gig was in Golden, Colorado. Because it was either Buffalo Rose or we also did that gig in Paonia. And I actually went back with my band and did both those 2 shows. Here, yeah. But
Paonia was cool with the hippies. I kind of dug it. I mean, there's nothing there, but it just had this vibe.
Talk about the middle of nowhere. I did this little mini festival in a park there this summer, but yeah, man, that drive, and I just remember that drive and the snow and waking up and you behind the wheel and just being I don't even want, and the snow coming down, you can't see where we're going. And I was I'm gonna hide.
I didn't know you woke up. I was going up the hill. I was only doing 20 miles an hour. I was in the middle of the 2 lanes because I could only see the yellow stripe. And the windshield looked like when you turned the television on the old school when it was just static.
Static, right?
I mean, I couldn't see the hood of the van.
Right.
And we're at 7,000-8,000 feet. I mean, we were up in the Rockies, and I got all these guys in the back, and I'm pulling the trailer. And I think Drake turned over or woke up or something. He was like, I remember going what the hell? Dude has been this way the last hour. Just calm down. We getting there.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. There's quite a few of those crazy, just crazy trips. I mean, but again, enjoyed having you in the band, man.
Yeah, man, that was a blast.
I must tell you, you're one of the most pro guitarists, and I mean that. I say that. No, it means you're one of the most pro guitarists I've ever worked with. I mean, you came in, you learned your stuff, you was ready to roll. And for me as a band leader, and as a human. I appreciate that. I really do.
Thank you, man. That's always kind of just been something that if someone's going to hire me to do something, I take it seriously. I don't know why. I mean, call me crazy, but it's like
it means something.
I want to learn the songs and do the work and get in there and do a good job. So, but I appreciate you saying that, man. Thank you.
Right on. Let me get in a couple of these technical questions, and then I want to get into a video of you.
Ooh, technical questions. I've been missing the questions.
There was a few. Somebody wanted to know, when did you? Let me see. What was it? Here we go. Nicole Mullen, and I think Nicole is in somewhere in Wales or something like that. She said, "How old were you when you started picking up a guitar, Alastair?" They always ask those questions. I hate asking those questions.
I mean, I love that stuff because I'm just a guitar geek. But I started playing guitar. Let's see, I'm 22 now. So sorry. No, I just turned 50. I started playing guitar.
Did you really?
Yeah, man. I know. I mean,
happy birthday, bro.
I know I look 47.
Yeah.
But I started playing guitar right around 15, 16. I played other instruments before guitar. We've probably gone over that. I played piano and sax and some bass. And I started playing guitar when I was 15 or 16. So I guess that, if I do the math correctly, 35 years-ish.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know you use a couple of different accents, but as you're touring now, because, things have totally changed the last 20 years. You can't bring your great ex when you're flying on the plane because you just don't know what's going to happen to it.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, when I was playing with you, I actually got a guitar specifically for your band.
Did you really?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I knew I wanted to play a Stradic. I'm more of a Les Paul guy, and a Gibson guy. But I felt, I mean, guitars at the end of the day, as much as, that guitar and this guitar, and it means so much to me. I mean, they're hammers, they're saws. I mean, that's a tool to go do a job.
Yeah.
And the job that I perceived playing guitar, for you, was I felt a Stratocaster was going to really get me in more of the places that I needed to be, especially for the R&B stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know, like with my show, I can literally go from Sun House, sit down, blah, 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 to R&B, almost an Earth, Wind, and Fire field,
Stratocaster is a little bit more, I guess it just has more kind of gears in it, I suppose. And so I had a Stratocaster with you. And then I bought a Les Paul in 2010 or 11. A used
was that your first one?
No, I actually had a Les Paul. I have two Les Pauls, and one was older and a lot heavier, which is why my back hurts now. But so I got one that was a little lighter, and that's what I used with Alan Parsons for the most of the time I was in that band, was a Les Paul, because that gig required more of a rock sound, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
But the thing is I've grown close to that guitar, and I travel with it. I've flown with it all the time. I mean, I don't really own anything that's worth a lot of money because
but the main thing as long as it sounds good and feels comfortable to you. I think that's what I've heard from most guitarists. I mean, I know some guys that literally own, like, could pay our houses off. I know those guys too, but and
I'm surprised when people fly with these really expensive.
Oh, dude, believe me, I've done some shows with some cats, and I won't call their name, and I'm looking over them like, that is a $20. Even I know it's a $20,000 guitar, and you flying with it. Yeah. Like, okay,
they'll buy a plane ticket for their guitar.
Yeah, but even that, you know what? Even that doesn't work. Because I've actually done that one time for Gino, and I bought the seat that was next to him, and they said no. Even though I had the ticket in my hand, they still tried to sit. They wound up giving me a refund. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing was I was buying him and the seat next to him so that he could bring his guitar and there was no problem, blah, blah, blah. And they still gave me a hard time, said no. And then later, 6 months later, refunded me my money.
Yeah.
You already answered the one question. Big Red up in Milwaukee said she lived next to Les Paul and wondered if you ever had Les Paul. So you answered that question. And somebody said something about Gretsch.
I have never owned a Gretsch. I'm trying to follow the questions over here. And
Debbie Davies says she loves us both.
Hey, Debbie. One of my heroes right there. Debbie Davies tuning in. My friend Doug Martin tuning in. My buddy Larry from way back tuning in. I think I saw Deb Ryder tuning in earlier.
Yeah, Deb usually tunes in.
Right on.
Well, right on. I'll come back and ask more of them, the freaking pesky. And I saw you finally bought a van.
Oh, it had to happen.
And you see me right on that. You see what I wrote in, like, I'm sorry. But congratulations.
It was an inevitability. It was an inevitability.
And I thought about selling mine, but I have babied that thing so much that I am going to ride it till the wheels fall off.
I know you are.
I ain't gonna be like Walter. Walter's crazy. I think Walter replaced the engine in his like a couple times. I'm an old mechanic. I know once it gets to that point, there's no sense of replacing the engine. I mean, unless I'm gonna replace the engine, the transmission, the whole kit and caboodle. Because that thing has been pulling slabs of beef and a trailer across this country many times, as well as up to Canada and back many times. So my van runs so well. When you start it up, you can't even hear it running. It idles like that. That's smooth. I mean, but again, I have babied it, and I mean babied it.
Good, man. Well, I'll probably call you for some tips at some point.
The biggest one is the oil changes and the tune-ups. Yeah, and rotate your tires because you get a lot more wear out of them. But the oil changes and tune-ups, sometimes there were times we'd be on the road. I changed the oil twice. And people like, man, but it ain't due for another 1,500 miles. I'm like, I could go for that if you regular driver. Who knows what mountain or what goat pad we don't even have to go up pulling this trailer behind, and it's wear and tear on the engines. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me shut up. I want to play this. I'm gonna bring this up, brother. Man,
what is it? Is this the beginning of the embarrassment then?
It's the good stuff. I'm really happy that you're on. So that's really cool. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today is the legendary Mr. Alastair Green of the Alastair Green Band. He's got a new album out. It was a semi-new album out. It's been out a little bit, but he's been out touring behind it and kicking hiney as he always does. Now, I'm going to pull myself off the screen, and I'm going to bring up a video, Alastair. And once you see it, set it up for me, and then we'll hit play, all right?
Okay, I'll set it up. I'll do the old setup for you. I'll do the old setup. Now it's just me. Oh, my goodness. What video are we watching? Oh, all right. Well, I will set this up for you. This is a song that originally was on the record. The record's called The New World Blues. And we did a few different things over the pandemic. We did some streaming. We did a little bit of recording. This is my touring band. This is the band that's on my records. Jim Rankin on bass, Austin Beatty on drums. And we decided to do a live in the studio version of one of the songs from the record. The song's called Lies in Fear, and we did it at my friend Sean McHugh's Coyote Road Studios. And this is literally live in the studio. It was one camera that shot the whole thing, and we had some other footage we put in there. And here it is, music video, Lies in Fear.
All right, y'all ready? Yes, sir. We good? Yep. Come on down to the river. All right there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Come on down to the river and jump in. Wash away your sin. Don't know why you're still here. All you spread are lies and fear. Come on down to the mission and take a knee. For the world to see. Don't know why you're still here. All you spread are lies and fear. take a look around. Come on down from your high horse and don't make a sound. Don't know why you're still here. All you spread, oh, lies in fear. Yeah, lies in fear. These red lies in fear.
Yeah, buddy.
I like that, bro. I
Hey, man.
like that. I like that a lot.
I like a little bit of rock with my blues.
There's nothing wrong with that at all, brother. Is it the Blues had a baby and they called it what?
Rock and roll. It was it was funny because I was like, oh, I'm still on the camera, so I was like, I didn't want to leave, and then at the same time, I was just like, well, but then I was just watching comments. So
Oh, you can roll, or you can talk to people you even doing the video.
No, it's cool, man. It's neat to see everyone's comments and everything, man. This is cool. I like it, and I like the fact that you're changing your angle. You're keeping it fresh. You're keeping the video thing fresh.
Hopefully, you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
I'll be getting unmute mics.
Yeah.
My mic isn't working. It's probably not set up on this one.
I can hear you.
Yeah, but you hear me through. You hear me through the whatchamajigam. Unmute mic.
No, I can hear you. I've got it actually.
Bam! How's that?
I've got it on my phone, so I actually was checking, so I can hear you on my phone.
Oh, you got it going on your phone too?
So I've got the Facebook thing on my phone, so I can comment. That's how I'm commenting on the little Facebook.
Oh, okay, right on. Look at you. Oh, you out there? Well, I know. You did a couple shows too, right?
You know, during the early part into the middle part, I guess if you can call it the pandemic lockdown period, I did a show on Thursdays. I called it Throwdown Thursdays. And I hadn't figured out the technology to bring on guests. I just basically streamed and I played some songs and talked about, music and stuff. And it was just kind of a way to keep connected with people. And that's really what, this whole thing is about, staying connected with people and providing some entertainment. And
yes, even for us, keeps us from going stir crazy and yelling at them. I mean, like, it was cool. I needed a break. I had started to take a break anyway because I was burnt out, and then of course the situation with Pam, and then the pandemic piled on top of that. But right. I'm ready to finally get back out and really push hard again. But this was my way of just like you said, it was my way of connecting with people, and I'm like, I don't have to put anybody at risk, and I kept thinking about it. And the guys the team was telling me, you need to do, just like you used to tell me too. You was really good with taking pictures and posting pictures and stuff, because I'm totally I'm not a dumb man, but for that I was a dumb man. So I had no problem with asking for help. No, it was good, and I did. I don't remember how many shows. I didn't do that many shows. I probably did 15 to 20 of them. And what I found was interesting is I would play acoustic guitar and do some songs and stuff, and it really kind of got me back playing some acoustic, and it was just, there were positives of, did we ever,
what's that?
Did we ever pull out the acoustic the year you was with me, or were we just pushing hard?
We did. I never had an acoustic on tour with you, but we did do a couple sit down where I played electric. I played electric with you. We did something at the Blues Music Awards.
Oh, dude, I want to find that. You keep talking. I'm gonna go to YouTube. I want to find that. I just thought about that.
I don't know if that's on there.
It is, because I saw it somewhere.
Okay. And then we did. I think I just saw Alan Markell. What's up, Alan?
Alan,
bass player extraordinaire with Sugaray Rayford Band. I saw, and then we did a handful of times. We would do a couple like sit down. Like I would sit down, and I think Alan would sit down. Also, when we were in New York, we did that. We did a couple. We did that radio thing, that Relics radio thing, where you and I and Alan went and just played. But I never had an acoustic guitar. I always brought like an electric and did like through an amp, played softly, tried to kind of emulate the acoustic sound. But I never brought an acoustic out on tour with you.
Okay.
I was too lazy to bring a second guitar or third guitar. I usually brought two out with you, but
Yeah, but it was always a lot. There was a lot going on.
Unless we went to Europe, because I knew Ercon would have one of those Strats that I could use as a backup. Because I always like to have a backup. And as soon as I found out that Ercon had a couple of Strats over there in Europe, I was just like, oh man, now I only have to bring one guitar. That's a beautiful thing. Makes my life so much easier. So.
Yeah, I know my guitarist there, Danny Avila. He always makes sure he has two, or or is in the rider to have a second guitar for him. And I know guitarists like that.
If you break a string, man, it's just a lot easier to switch guitars than try and change a string on stage. I'll tell you that.
Oh, Nico from McLaren Blues out in Metz, France, told me to say hello.
Oh yeah, man. I've been following him on social media.
Nico's good people.
Yeah, man. That was a fun show. And we hung out for like a week in that town, and they treated us so well, and that was a great time. Dude,
there's literally 1 million videos of you and I. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
For me, sometimes it was like a blur, because there was so much going on.
Oh yeah, man. It went by quick.
I can't find that one, but I found this one. Let me see. Of course, they put a commercial on it.
Of course.
As they always do. While I'm looking this up, there we go. I'll copy that. I'm gonna play that a little bit later. Let me get back over here. Let me close that down. Real quick, a couple more technical questions, because Eric Sassman, my producer, is also a hell of a guitarist and guitar nerd and all that. How heavy do you have your strings nowadays?
Well, if you want to get technical. Actually, I switch gauges depending upon what I'm doing on the guitar. For slide, I have a little bit heavier strings on. I'll either have what are known as 11s, or I'll put a set of, what are they called? There's some kind of slinkies where it's sort of thin on top, and then the bottom 3 strings are really heavy. And, if I'm playing a lot, like I was playing a lot early in the pandemic, because that was all there was to do. And I do have, some hand issues from doing this for 35 years. So I'll make it really easy on myself sometimes. There's a lot of people brag about how heavy of strings they use. And it's like, if you're playing all the time and you don't have Superman DNA in your hand, I put light strings on. So I was using 9s for a little bit. And then now I've got 10s back on my main guitar. And so I've never really gone super heavy strings unless I'm doing something on a slide guitar.
Okay.
So,
but you play slide a lot of times with me. So you can set up. You can set a guitar up to kind of do both. And so I had that Strat set up that I brought out with you that had 10s on it, but I had it set up so that I could play slide. I mean, I had to. And plus, the other thing is what was the song? Man, there was one that I tuned to an open tune. We were talking about open tunings earlier. Was that Kill For You, Honey?
Yes,
I think it was.
Yeah, it was I Kill For You, Honey. And so I would quickly get into whatever key that was. I think it was open E or something like that. And then that way it was easier to play slide in that tuning. So, yeah.
And then the last technical question I'm asking, and this is just for the guitar nerds, because we get a bunch of them on here.
Hey, man, bring it on. I live for it.
What pedals you travel with? What are your go-to pedals? Because you wasn't a guy that seemed like I had a lot of pedals when you played with me, I really appreciate it.
I try not to, because when you fly around and you do gigs where there's backline and you don't have your own stuff, I bring an overdrive pedal just so I can get a little bit of a dirtier sound. So I have a couple of them. The one that I've been using lately, it's made by a company called Exotic. It's called the AC Booster, and I use that. And then if I have an amp that does have some built-in distortion, which I prefer if I can use for myself. See, for your band, it's different. Every situation's different. So when I was playing with your band, I needed to have clean guitar sounds. Like that's why I brought a Fender Super Reverb. Or if we were playing a festival, I'd ask for either a twin or a Super Reverb, because to play your R&B stuff, I want to have a clean sound.
Right.
So I bring a distortion pedal for the songs that required a little bit more rock energy and stuff like that. So to answer the question, if I need to have a distortion pedal to get my distortion, I use something called an Exotic AC Booster. And then I bring another exotic pedal called an EP Booster. That's just a volume boost. And that's really, I can kind of get through any gig like that if I needed to. But the other thing I brought when I was playing with you, and actually I bring with my band too, is I sometimes bring a tremolo pedal. The one that goes, the make that go, the one that kind of changes the volume, like an old Fender. A lot of old Fender amps have tremolo on them. I bring that, and the other thing I bring, which I don't need all the time, but is something that I like to have on occasion, is just a little bit of delay, and the reason for that is, for my band, is in a 3-piece situation, a little bit of delay just kind of makes, especially for guitar solos, because when I stop playing rhythm, the rhythm's gone.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And so a little bit of delay sometimes just kind of keeps the sound sort of spreading out a little bit. There's a little perception of it being a little bit bigger. I don't go overboard with it. And when I played with you, I would use the delay, like when we did Comfortably Numb, we did the Comfortably Numb, so a little bit of delay there. And then on some of the R&B things, a little bit of that would just kind of spread this stuff out. But I'm not I was into pedals when I was younger, and still, if I'm in the studio or something, I'll use some crazy stuff. And I actually had a wah-wah part of the time when I was with you, because I love that, especially for fun.
And you know I like the wah.
Yeah, I love wah, and I kind of want to bring that back for my band. It's just the other thing is it's another thing to set up, and it's another thing to go wrong.
True.
So. And especially, if you're playing and you're just setting everything up real quick. But the wah may come back in my band. I don't want to make any promises, but I might bring the wah back. The wah's coming back.
I like the wah. I've told that to Danny.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've told him that, but because I made Drake the MD, and Drake has done a great job of getting everybody together and all that.
Yeah.
But I told him, I said, man, I like wah. And even my blues, I like to play. If I'm gonna do some Little Milton, or we're gonna play some Albert King or something like that, we're gonna make this as soulful as possible. And I like that wah wah, just because it just changes things up, And one day when I'm rich and famous, I have a second guitarist. His job will just be to play rhythm.
Yeah, right. Exactly. There you go.
Mentioning that, I want to play this video too, and I'm gonna say this right up front, ladies and gentlemen. If Facebook mute this, please go over to our YouTube channel. I've told you guys this before. The YouTube channel is in 1080p. The sound is better, the quality is better, and usually if Facebook blocks or mutes something, it is still going over on our YouTube channel. You can find me at the Sugaray Rayford on YouTube. Actually, Eric, would you look at that? See what I'm saying? I barely even said it. The dude is so fast, dude.
There it is.
It's kind of scary. I think he Puerto Rican or something, man. White folks don't know how to work like that. That's just me being facetious, y'all.
Yeah.
Here we go. I want to play this. This is us. I'm not sure where we are.
We're doing that. Are you gonna do the Floyd tune? That's Geldorf, Germany. And, and I always loved doing this song because this gave me a chance to do my David Gilmour impersonation. So, here we go. Sugaray Rayford featuring Alastair Green, Comfortably Numb. And Drake always sings the hell out of this one.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Rock and roll, rock and roll,
Freaking rock and roll, dude.
rock and roll.
And you know what people don't, first of all, you played the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Secondly, what people don't know that have never seen my band live is it's always for me about the party. So I'm a blues man, and that's my stake. But as a singer, it leaves me the ability to go a lot of different places. So during the show, you know, I make them play a little bit of country music. We'll play some reggae just to mess with people, just because just to mess with people because just to get them out their comfort zone. So they never know. So whenever we start that song, people think we're joking because I've set it up with a bunch of jokes and stuff.
Right.
And then it's like usually probably like 2 minutes, a minute after you and Drake are really into it.
Like,
they realize,
this is happening. This is happening.
This is happening. I mean, the whole energy in the room changes. It's like,
People don't see that coming. You don't see that one coming.
No, not from me. Not from like this big black guy. Well, that be comfortable, no. Now that started in France many years ago as a joke.
I heard. I remember you guys telling me about that.
Yeah, we were playing a place called Magic Mirrors. We always sell it out about 900 to 1,000 people.
I played there with you once. Yeah.
Yeah, the tent. It's like the tent. Yeah, and it was one of them years where the horns wasn't with us on this particular part of the journey, and I was exhausted, and I told Drake, I said, I want to do something different, Drake. I said, because Drake always, Drake knows every damn song in the book with the lyrics. Yeah, it's crazy. I said, I want you to go out there and start playing Comfort and Numb, because this is a straight blues show. I'm saying, go out there and play Comfort and Numb, and then when you get into it, I'm gonna come out and be like, hey, what the hell are you doing? This is a blues show. Don't be playing that crap. Yeah. And he's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And of course, Lavelle knows, when he's on this game, he knows everything. And Alan's pretty good, and he knows his stuff. And so actually, it was Ralph in the beginning.
Yeah, it was Ralph. Yeah,
Ralph was still the man. They start playing the song, dude, and that room at that time we had sold it out. It went nuts.
Yeah.
And Drake kept looking over because we had never played the song as a band.
I'm gonna come out and turn it into a joke.
Yeah, because he's like, dude, I don't know if you remember going into the changes and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there like, there's no way on God's green earth I'm coming out here and stopping this song. Yeah. I would be crucified, you know. and so they muddled through it. They got it, and the people lost their mind. And I said, well, this be one of them songs that we'll throw out there from now on. Just throw out to see what sticks. And
see what happens.
Literally every time we've ever played that song, whether it be blues fans, jazz fans, R&B fans, they've all dug it. To me, the guys wrote a great song.
It's iconic, man. That's an iconic tune.
Yeah, it is.
I remember when I came into the band and talking to you guys about that, because I think I know that you guys talked about it. Drake was like, well, we usually kind of do a short version, and then we just go right to the end for the long solo. And I was just like, no, wait a second. That middle solo, that's part of the song. Like, I was just like, no, dude, if we're going to do it, don't abbreviate nothing. Like, that middle. So was it Alan?
It was you, Alan. Okay, I apologize. It was you, Alan. My mind isn't always.
I was like, we got to do that middle. We got to do that middle part. Because to me, there's a handful of well, you know what, this comes from playing songs. Like, I've had to do gigs in bands as a sideman where it's like you learn the solo on the record, and that's what the audience wants to hear. Yeah. And so I've done a lot lot.
You can teach a lot of, not to be facetious, you can teach a lot of guitarists that they don't understand that. It's like, you know me, I'm a free-for-all guy. Yeah, but now I have a lot of songs that are on the radio, and we got to play them as close as we can.
And that's where you kind of balance those things out. So that's a song where I feel as though, especially that first guitar solo in the middle of the song, that's part of the song. I mean, even if you don't play it note, I got pretty close. I would give myself like a B or a B+ on that middle solo. And then the end one, you can kind of do whatever you want to do on the end one, as long as you're kind of emulating David Gilmour and kind of touching some of his things that he does. But yeah, that's a fun song to play, and that's a great solo to learn too.
You always did a great job on it, brother. You kick behind it. Today, my guest is Alastair Green, ladies and gentlemen, of the Alastair Green Band. Also the once upon a time of the Sugaray Raver Band and the Parsons Band. How long were you with Parsons?
I played with Alan Parsons for 7 years.
Oh, right on.
It was like 2010 to 2017.
You mind talking like how you got that gig, or is that
no, man. It's that was another drug deal gone wrong, and the parking lot of a 7-Eleven at 3:00 in the morning. People that's my favorite one. That's like one of my standard answers. How did you hook up with whoever it is? How did you hook up with Sugaray Rayford? Drug deal gone wrong, man. It was a bad scene. No, I'd met Alan Parsons in the early 2000s, 2001, and I was actually doing a session for a friend of mine who had kind of a country rock band, and he knew Alan because he was a radio DJ, and they'd met at some radio benefit function thing. And so my friend was finishing up overdubs in Alan Parsons' home studio at the time, and he asked me to play some guitar on this record. So that's how I met Alan, was in his home studio. He popped his head in a couple times and said, and then he started kind of producing a little bit. And I was like, well, that's cool. I mean, that guy worked on he worked with Pink Floyd. He's, got engineered Dark Side of the Moon. He worked, uncredited on the last couple Beatles records, and then had his own solo career. And then a year later, he called me up and asked me if I wanted to play on his record that came out in 2002 or 3. And coincidentally, on that record, there's only like 2 guitar solos on that record. One's me and one's David Gilmour from Pink Floyd. And 10 years after that, whenever it was, maybe not quite 10 years after that, 8 or 9 years after that, he wanted to reform his band. And so he let some guys go, and he hired me. And that was into 2009, beginning of 2010. So that's, the rest, as they say, is history. So I did that for about 7 years.
Right on. Yeah. Right on. And I'm going to bring up another video. We're getting long. Hopefully you got time and don't have to jump off.
Yeah, man. No, it's all good, man. We can hang for as long as you want until you get sick of me.
No, I never get sick of you, brother. I know you're out there doing your thing. Like I said, I've been thinking about it. One day I'll be at a second guitarist. I'll be glad to have you back.
Oh, okay. You want me to set this one up?
Well, I'm trying to see if I can get it where it's the main one on the screen or
About a
something.
minute in, I think, is when this one starts.
Okay,
But,
you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna pull me off the screen. That'll help.
I'll,
Here we go.
I'll set this one up a little bit. This is a song. Well, first of all, this is a guy that both Sugaray and I have a working relationship with. Walter Trout. Sugar and he has worked together on some recordings, and Walter's one of my big blues rock guitar heroes, and I've got to sit in with him at some of his shows over the years. And Walter actually played a solo on my record a couple years ago on a song called Another Lie on a record called Dream Train. And we were just, when Sugar and I were talking about doing this show and me coming on, I was just kind of thinking of people that we knew in common that we both worked with, and one of the reasons I wanted to pick this video. But I also picked the song. This is the song on a record that Walter put out after he had his big health issue that happened, and he wrote this record about his experience of being near death. And this song, it's got a killer riff and a great harmony vocal that Michael Leisure sings on drums, and it's just a really, really powerful tune. And this is a live version of this song. It's called Almost Gone, one of my favorite blues rock songs of the last decade or so. So without further ado, here's Walter Trout, Almost Gone. I think he talks for a little bit here in the beginning.
A brand new album. The album's called Battle Scars, and the album is about my fight last year with my liver and my illness, and I was in the hospital for almost a year. I ended up getting a liver transplant. I came 3 days away from dying. I'm back. I feel fucking great.
F-bomb!
And I just want to say, when I was sick and I was in the hospital, so many of the music community out there, you people, you sent me support, you gave me your prayers, you gave me cards, notes, letters. It gave me strength. It gave me strength to hold on and to fight. So for that, I thank you. Thank you so much. I know that man prayed for me. So this is the first song on the album. It's called I'm Almost Gone, and it basically is written about I'm a couple of days away from death, and it goes like it. I can feel it. I can feel my body closing down. Like a toy that has been broken, laying there, the pieces on the ground. Who's love? I can see it in her eyes. We both know that I am almost gone. But I can see it in her eyes. We both know that I am almost gone. I'm almost gone. I can feel it, baby. No! Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, brother. Like that. I like that, man.
I can't hear
I hadn't
you.
heard
Oh,
that.
there you're back. You're back.
I
Yeah,
hadn't
man.
heard that one. That's a good one, man. I like that.
Yeah, that's it's a powerful song lyrically. You can tell he's really feeling that, and then love that riff. And there's a cool harmony vocal, and then obviously Walter plays the hell out of the guitar. So
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever seen Mike sing.
yeah, Mike. Yeah, I mean, and it's killer. It's a high part too. It's
Yeah.
a high part.
It is a high part. He did a good job. I'm going to have to give him a hard time when I see him next time. Like, oh, you've been holding out on the brother.
That's right. You've been holding out.
Right on, man. So this has been cool. We want to remind everybody today is the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. As a veteran myself, I want to say thank you to all those that have served and their families, because believe me, the guy serving couldn't do it without his family. So if you got somebody in your family close to serving, the whole family is serving. So I said all that to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very, 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 very much. Nicole Mullen said that really made an impression on me. There was someone as give a shout out to Frederick Lawson out there in San Diego for sure. I tried to get them all up there. Somebody was asking about Samantha Fisher's album. I've only heard a couple songs, but what I've heard, I think it's really cool.
I've only heard a couple songs too.
Yeah, but it sounds cool. She's doing her thing.
Totally.
Blessings on her. Let's do this here. Here's that one. Check out. I remember before I play this. I remember we got in trouble. We were doing acoustic, and it was something about a dentist that was upstairs because they were getting ready to move this building or something.
Oh yeah.
Dentist up there. Now I'm singing acoustic, and the guys are playing very, very low. And the guy still got mad and said that we were too loud. But check this out.
All right, I remember this.
Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Y'all know me, Sugaray. It's Mr. Alastair Green, Mr. Alan Markell, and we're going to come and play some country music for you right now. Thank you, Leslie. We're just going to do some blues, some soul. And I want to give a big shout out to Patty, Eric, everybody, to Pam. And I want to give a shout out to my good friend, my OMD and writing partner, Mr. Ralph Carter. Ralph, this one's for you, brother. Come on, fellas. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This was in New York, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we did 2 shows. Yeah.
We did this one, and we did the Paste.
Yeah.
The whole band, really low volume, and then we played the Brooklyn Bowl the next night or whenever it was.
Yeah, it was nice that Bernard Purdy came down.
Bernard Purdy came out to the show, right?
At the job, I got so many things to do. I need a little more time. Just a little more time. You're my one and only. I need a little more time.
That's how you spell it. Alastairs.
You know the landlord, he's been up all out of shape. Says I'm always $1 short, y'all, and 4 days late, but I need a little more time. Just a little more time. Mr. Landlord, my paycheck comes on Friday. Can I please have a little more time? Let me get one more. Look at y'all. She wants to get me to the courthouse, get me up in the front of the judge. She want to make this thing official. I say, honey, sure enough, but I need a little more time. Just a little more time. Right on, baby. Yeah. Mama, you're my one and only.
I hear
I need a little more
Mr. Mark.
time.
Put the face play in the shadow.
Thank you, Lolo. Love you, baby. Have a safe trip home. Oh, Lolo, you don't know this. I'm put it out there. Your dog ate your baseboards.
Listen now. It gets down to making love, you baby say, not so fast. To get you where you're going, you need a man that's gonna last. She needs a little more time. Just a little more time. She told me, she said, sugar, hold your horses. I need a little more time. Can you say that with the fellas? Let me go and say it. I need a little more time. I need a little more time. I need a little more time. And oh, I need a little more time. I need a little more time. Look out, fellas. And I know I'll get it right with just a little more time. They all say that. Yeah, right on.
Hey, man. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know if I'd seen that, or if I have, it's been a long time. That sounded cool.
No, it did. I remember seeing it later. I was like, oh, okay, sound much better than what I thought when I was hearing it.
We don't suck.
At least not that bad anyway. We all right. Eric loved that dog. She can do no wrong. And I think I got one more.
Yeah, man. What do you got? What you got?
Or
What
did I
you
play this
got?
already? Did I play this already?
We didn't play that already. I can do the old set her up.
Yeah,
if
let
you
me take
want.
me off.
All right. Well, this is the first song on my most recent record. It's called The New World Blues, produced by Tab Benoit for Whiskey Bayou Records. It came out October 2020. This is a video that is for the single, the first song called Living Today. And because this was during lockdown, I filmed a lot of this, the shots of myself. I filmed, and then I gave it to my video guy, Eric Nielsen, and he came up with, he found a bunch of footage, put all this footage together, made a music video, and it came out for something that, was made in lockdown. It came out really well. I'm really happy with it. The message of this song is really about letting your love get you through the hard times, and it's been hard times for everybody for the last year and a half. But anyhow, without further ado, this is the single from my record, The New World Blues. This is Living Today. Ta-da. You're right back.
I know you can feel it, and I can feel it too. I know you can feel
Yeah, I like that, baby.
Thanks, man.
That was really cool.
Yay.
And I love the message, man.
Yeah, well, every once in a while you got to put a little positivity out there into the world, man.
Right.
Or actually, maybe not even occasionally. I think all the time it's good to throw a little positivity out there into the world. So
it is, man. Otherwise, you just get consumed. It's just and you start to think that everybody is evil, but it's not. It's just that sometimes the evil ones have the loudest platforms.
Right.
But today, ladies and gentlemen, my guest has been the legendary Mr. Alastair Green. New album out. That was a single from was that the title track?
No, that was the single. The record's called The New World Blues, and that was the song Living Today. That's the first song on the record. So thanks for playing that, man. I hadn't watched that in a while either.
I know it gets crazy. I'm gonna put up one right quick. This song is off my new album. We've dropped 2 singles, Misinformation and Invisible Soldier. And what Invisible Soldier is about, I think I wasn't going to play it, but today being Pearl Harbor Day, I think that it's appropriate because even me as a vet, I struggle with insomnia and PTSD. Anybody that's ever been on the road with me knows that I usually sleep maybe 2 or 3 hours, and that's pretty much it. And I'm up, everybody sleep. I'm probably up smoking a cigar somewhere. But I try not to let it interfere with what I do. But there's a lot of us out there, a lot of vets like myself, who deal and struggle with this in silence. And so this song is called Invisible Soldier. This is the new album, which comes out March the 4th, called In Too Deep on 40 Below Records. It's already been, the song is already number 1 on a lot of the top playlists. Big shot. I was shocked to find out there was number 1 on Apple playlist as of yesterday or whatever it was. So that was really cool. Check this out.
Congratulations.
This is called,
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, man. It's been blessed, man. Give a shout out to my management, Stephanie Gonzalez at Apropos Management, Jesse Rosoff over at Mint Booking Agency, Eric Korn over at 40 Below, and of course, the Wizard of Oz himself, Mr. Eric Sassaman, my media man, as well as producer on this particular show. Couldn't do it without any of them, and I have learned to have a team. It had been just Pam and I for so long that it's been an adjustment having a quote unquote a team. Also, big shout out to Scully, my European booking agent, and as always, my main man Erkan Ozdemir. Peoples. So I'm gonna pull myself off the screen and set this one up. We're gonna play this one, and then we'll come back and say our goodbyes to Alastair.
All right, sounds good, man. Yeah, can't wait to check it out.
Check it out.
You can pull me out too if you want.
With my own
Yeah, man, that's bitching.
Yeah, mainly for me though is it's the story behind it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Eric did a great job of taking the story and weaving it for my actual life. And this album is very personal. Every song that's on this album, I co-wrote a few of them, but every song is literally a song of things that I've actually done. As I've told you, it's always weird. I like to sing songs that I believe in, so. Most of the time, I sing my own stuff because I don't want to lie a song. But this is amazing. So, you asked who wrote that one. That one was written by Eric Korn, and basically he took my stories of me talking to him and weaved them into a beautiful song. I want to give a big shout out to Aaron Litter who did the horns on that. We outsourced the horns all the way to London. Had Aaron do the horns on it. He did a bang up job, and so yeah, Invisible Soldier. It's Pearl Harbor Day, ladies and gentlemen. So my guests today have been my friend and wonderful guitarist extraordinaire, Mr. Alastair Green. Mr. Green, thank you for taking the time, sir.
Hey, man, thank you so much for having me on. It's great to see you and connect with you, and let's keep in touch. And maybe when things ease up a little bit more out there in the world, we can do a show together or something at some point, man. And I'd love to make music with you or open for you or get on a festival or something. Hopefully we'll see you out there and we'll get to do some music, We'll
get to do something, baby. We you know how it goes. We'll definitely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sugaray Rayford. I'm gonna have to get off here because I got to drive to LA. I got to take the RV in. The RV is sitting in LA. It's got to go in the shop. It has to be there at 8:30 tomorrow morning. So I'm literally about to get off with you guys. I have a quick meeting on Zoom with the booking agency and management and then head to LA. As always, for God's sakes, please be good to one another and to yourself. I'm Sugaray Rayford. That's Alastair Green. Mr. Eric, I always bring him up. Let's get him up here. He's back there typing up a million words.
The man behind the curtain.
Colleen Briscoe, I know it's late there where you at in Australia, but thank you for sticking up for us, brother. We really appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate you. Love you very much. All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Be safe. Life is short. Enjoy it. We'll holler at you next time.